stepping legato, subconscious detecting. These niggas think I'm lesser for my complexion before I'm done.
A little trombone or whatever. Show these weak ass beats, bro. I can't, bro.
They all gonna respect them.
Pick different beats, bro, please. J. Cole, he's gotta have an executive producer. He needs someone like a Dre. Yo, take this out, put that in there. Bring them verses together and add a bridge on it and you good. By making them little 3 or 4 touches, he made the whole song better.
I was like, it don't need a fucking bridge. And I was going crazy. He was like, if you don't do a bridge, I'm gonna take my name off it.
That bridge turned out to be,
we don't need no haters. We're just trying to love.
It's like the most popular part of the song. He made a record that was already fire, that much more fire. Even Diddy, right? Diddy's a hip hop legend. He's done some other things, but in hip hop, on the Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap album.
Brought the album to Puff when it was pretty much done. He was like, it's room on these records to continue to produce. It's things we could do to really push it over that limit. I respect Puff as a producer. Like rap he gave me some real production advice on that record.
Made a fire song, way more fire. This is the type of mind that J. Cole needs. J. Cole, Fall Off. Let's get it. Track number 1, 29 intro. Bro, I just walk into a country album. What we doing here? Come on, man. This gotta be fire. This gotta be fire.
I'm the future. This rap, fuck everything that I did in the past. I'm blowing that out the water. If the times get hard, I just go harder.
Okay.
Save for rainy days. But anyways, what's up? I thought about you. Holla at me.
And I do love this type of rap. You know, the boom bap and just the good rhymes. Let's keep it simple, man. Dope beat. You can nod your head to. Not overproduced, not underproduced. Good story, good rhymes, bro. Like, people get lost in the sauce. So, Future.
What do you know about my stock? What do you know about your main?
Is that Future or is that J. Cole doing a Future impression?
What do you know about my passion? What do you know?
Yeah, this hook is garbage.
Damn. Niggas, they die every day.
Like, sometimes I just feel like rappers who are more conscious or get labeled as conscious, sometimes I feel like they be so thirsty to break that conscious label that they'll get someone like Future or Kodak Black or Playboy Cardi and put them on their song. These conscious rappers, they be so thirsty to get like opposite type of rapper on a song with them, then they just come together and just make bullshit. Like the Future hook on there, it don't sound good to the people who like J. Cole, and it don't sound good to the people who like Future. Like it's obviously a clashing of 2 different styles that did not work right here. I don't even know why you would put this early on the album. Putting it this early on the album is gonna make people not listen to the rest of the album. Track number 5, Poor Thing. This sounds like a J. Cole beat. I can tell when J. Cole is producing his beats, right? J. Cole beats, all right, let me let y'all hear this. I knew instantly, like within 7-8 seconds, that this is a J. Cole beat. See, J. Cole has visions. He has a vision to his beats. Like you can hear where he's going with it, but his beats have like a certain dryness to it. Like there's like a certain dullness to it. Like obviously J. Cole's, the raps is on point. It's the beat. It could be taken a step further. It's not a bad beat, but it could be taken a step further. It could be grander. This almost sounds like something Just Blaze would make, but it just sounds like a tier below that. It hadn't, like he didn't go as far with it. He could open this beat up a little bit more.
You get your name gone, niggas like that gon' throw they dirt on. You make you some cons, niggas gon' act like you ain't earn on me.
He's spitting, right? But my mind is more so on the production. I don't know if that Boosie Set It Off sample, well, set this bitch out, I don't know if that goes with this song, right? It's interesting production choice. I think he does a fine job producing his own music, but I feel J. Cole could really benefit from having a overseeing executive producer. You can leave J. Cole alone for the most part, but there should be certain times where we have like an executive producer who's gonna be like, yo, we could take it to the next level if we do this. Take certain songs and take them from like a 6 or 7 out of 10 to an 8 or 9 out of 10. And this is one of those songs. Open that beat up, make the beat grander, more epic, take that sample out or use it differently, right?
Look, I'm back in the Ville so we can see punk bitch. Gonna shoot me the fair one when we meet punk bitch.
Yo, J. Cole want to fade with, yo, with you nigga, whoever he talking about, yo, he done called you a punk bitch like 30 times. He said, yo, shoot me that fair one, he want that fade. Yo, J. Cole want that friendly West Coast fade.
I don't cheat, punk bitch. Try to lean on that shit, nigga. I want my fucking head up, bitch.
No, he said he want his head up, bro. Oh, dead obvious.
Pull out no pistol, run me my fade. Come get your issue, no one gets sprayed.
Well, J. Cole using all the West Coast lingo. You say, yo, I need my issue. If you're from the West Coast, you know what that means. Yo, I need my issue. You want the fade, not the friendly fade. You want the real fade.
What God is made for me. And I be texting you.
To start to that song, I don't know. It's like the intro to the album with the country song. I was like, did I play the wrong album? Thought I had the wrong album pulled up. Thought I pulled up, Shabuzi or, whatever them country artists be named.
It's contemporary, never mind, I'm tripping in. But then again, it's hard to settle in this modern era.
I hear what he trying to do, contemporary, modern. It's like synonyms.
My heart is too black, like white flight to push them people to the suburbs.
It's too black like white flight.
Texting you.
I mean, the ladies gonna have to let me know what they think of this song, cause this ain't for me. Track number 7, Bunts Road Blues, Alchemist. So y'all know what I say about the Alchemist. Alchemist, one of them producers, he's a legend, right? He's a hip hop legend, but at the same time, Alchemist, he put out a lot of volume nowadays. He put out a lot of different beats for different rappers. So, Alchemist, he'll give you a trash beat real quick. Alchemist don't care about giving a nigga a trash beat. He'll give you some trash, right? And just be like, it is what it is. You got some producers, they don't want to put out beats unless it's some of their best work. They care deeply about each beat they give out. Alchemist don't seem like one of them guys. Alchemist seem like, yo, nigga, you paid me? Yo, I'll make you a beat in 6 minutes. Here, it sound how it sound. Is this gonna be a good Alchemist beat?
Niggas is pussy, shoot at the ops and run from the cops, and I don't get it.
The reason why they don't shoot at cops and they shoot at each other is because, bro, you shoot at a cop, you're going to jail. You're getting captured, you're going to the jail, and they're probably gonna torture you in jail too. So, I mean, that's why there's a deep consequence.
I bust a hole right in your frontal lobe. That's a lobotomy.
This first part of this album is a lot of death. It's like death mentioned on every song except Legacy, right? Which is a song for the chicks tucked in between a lot of death and depressing shit. Y'all think this is a good Alchemist beat, or y'all think this is one of them throwaways that Alchemist be giving niggas?
Boy, you better be fucking on something. My mama ain't never even give me no rubbers. Papa was gone.
Alchemist, we love Alchemist in hip hop, man, but this is one of them Alchemist beats that it's like, bro, like you don't got no more hold you downs in you. You ain't got no more Scottie Pippins in you. I don't get it, man. This sound like a beat that you can make on GarageBand. Like, that software that come with, the MacBooks, the free music making software. You done just threw together some shit. That's what it sound like. It gotta be a beat.
It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop.
No, bro. Not the fucking Usher. J. Cole. You got to have an executive producer overseeing this. See, most times, I'm not one of these people that hate J. Cole, right? He's got to have an executive producer. Like, he needs someone like a Dre. Not Dre himself, but the way Dr. Dre, executive produces. He's not always going to make you a beat, right? But he'll still produce on your record. What does that mean? Yo, take this out, put that in there. Yo, bring that sound, play that right there and bring them verses together and add a bridge on it and you good. He didn't make one beat in that sequence, right? But he just made, by making them little 3 or 4 touches, he made the whole song better. Mary J. Blige told a story about Dr. Dre.
I sent it to Dre. Dre was like, nah, I need something. He was like, it needs a bridge.
In her song, Family Affairs. Let's get it crunk. He told a story about how Dre said, yo, either you gonna add a bridge on this song or I'm taking my name off of this.
I was like, it don't need a fucking bridge. And I was going crazy. He was like, if you don't do a bridge, I'm gonna take my name off it. I said, okay. I went and did the bridge.
I'm having nothing to do with this record. Either you gonna add a bridge or I'm not doing this record.
We don't need no haters. We're just trying to love one another.
That bridge turned out to be, it's like the most popular part of the song. Dre said, no, we need a bridge here. He made a record that was already fire, that much more fire. Even Diddy, right? Diddy's a hip hop legend. He's done some other things, but in hip hop, Even on Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap album.
Brought the album to Puff when it was pretty much done. He was like, it's room on these records to continue to produce. It's things we could do to really push it over that limit. I respect Puff as a producer.
Diddy was like, nah, on this song, Rap Niggas, which is like Nipsey's, that's just now is his most popular song. He's like, nah, turn this synth up and add more bass. Listen to this song by Ice Cube, Natural Born Killers. You know, we want the production to sound menacing like that. Do this, do that, boom, boom, boom.
Like Rap he gave me some real production advice on that record.
Made a fire song, way more fire, right? Just by making a few couple tweaks. This is the type of mind that J. Cole needs. See, 80-90% of J. Cole songs, you don't gotta touch. J. Cole is a great rapper he's good for a great album cut, right? He'll give you a great album cut, not a single, but he gonna have cuts on his album that's just fire. But for those like, let's say it's a 10-song album, he need a mind like Dre or Diddy to be like, yo, take that fucking Usher part out of this song. That little Usher rendition, take that out. Or we gonna bring in, you know, LMA or Sir or somebody, and we gonna have them do that. Boom. Little tweaks is all J. Cole needs to take a lot of his shit from a 6, 7 out of 10 to an 8, 9 out of 10. That Boosie little set it off thing earlier shouldn't have been there. And this Usher's interpolation should also not be here, bro.
It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets.
This is Future. I didn't even know this was Future. This sounds horrible. Okay, so I'm looking, and it says Jermaine Dupri is a composer on this song. Now, I think Jermaine Dupri is listed on this song because he helped write or produce that Usher song that they interpolated. Because Usher is listed here too, because they're interpolating him. But I don't think Jermaine Dupri produced this, because I think Jermaine Dupri is one of them minds, like a Dre, you know what I mean? Or like a Diddy, where Jermaine Dupri is gonna be like, nah, don't do that.
Lay back in my seat, oh yes, I'm numb again.
Okay. I'm so confused, bro. Is this SZA? I'm ready for the surprise Kendrick verse. Who is this, SZA? Tim's. This actually Tim's, right? I don't know who's featured on here. Again, the features aren't listed, but I actually think this is Tim's. And I know people love Tim's. You know, she's beautiful, black queen and all this. But every time I'm out, I only hear Tim's when I'm out in public. Like I'm at Starbucks or I'm at Target. Every time I hear one of her songs, the way, I'm sure she can sing great, right? Just natural singing. You put her in a, you know, church choir or something like that. But the way she vocalizes on record is just very off-putting to me. I live in a place, there's a lot of cats where I live, right? A lot of her melodies sound like cats when they're angry at each other. Like it's like this high-pitched, grating sound. I find it really annoying. I don't think it sounds good at all. Every time I hear Tim's, or when I'm out in public and I hear one of her songs, I know it's her. Because I start getting that annoying, yeah, this is Tim's. We're gonna go ahead and skip that. Salute to her though. I actually do think Tim's probably can sing. Just looking at her, you look at her, it's like, bro, I know she can sing. But it's just whatever like voice she puts on for records, that shit do not sound good. It's interesting to have Tim's and Future on a record, but not have it as like a hit record. Obviously, this song is not gonna be played on the radio, but you got two radio darlings on here, Future and Tim's. They each get their own verse. I don't know. I don't feel like that's a good combination of, how do I say this? You got J. Cole, Future, and Tim's on the record. And instead of using them together in harmony, they each have their own verse. It almost seems like that this beat traveled, right? Alchemist was shopping this beat with a couple people. Tim's had it at one point. She recorded it. She didn't want it. Future had it. He recorded maybe a verse or two over it. He didn't want it. J. Cole got it at the end. J. Cole, it just seemed like J. Cole was like, yo, keep one of the verses she did, keep one of the verses he did, and I'll add a verse. Like, it's just such an odd way to put Future and Tim's on a record. But J. Cole said he did this part, this first disc, first, right? This was his original album. Then he did disc 2. after the Kendrick and Drake beef. And obviously he went through a whole thing with that. So this is the stuff that I'm prepared for. But if this was it, and we, track 7 out of 12, I'll be like, bro, if this shit don't start turning up soon, we in trouble. But we still got a lot of album left. Track number 7, Who the Fuck Is You?
Ain't shit niggas can do but honor me. What I'm quoting is God's scope to computer pottery.
This is another beat that could be taken to the next level. This ain't this beat's final form, man.
Was walking with my Walkman one day when I heard a blast loud enough to shatter the earth.
It's like the 3rd gunshot on this album. That was a suppressed gunshot, though. That was some shit with a suppressor on it.
Through the block is detectives in plain clothes, which likely means soon you'll be singing familiar tunes.
It's too dry, man. Look, the bars are there, but the song is too dry. The hook ain't all that engaging. The beat ain't in its final form. And because the beat ain't in its final form, J. Cole's rhymes, they not hitting as hard as they could if he had proper beat drops, beat dropping in and out, letting the punchlines breathe. This song don't have that. This song needs a feature. You got motherfucking Lil Boozy on here. You got Tim's on here. This is a song that needed a feature. JID would be perfect on this song. JID will come in and turn this shit
In
up.
interrogation rooms where you gotta cope with it. The veil put a nigga 6 feet like that with COVID hit.
I like that bar. Yo, the veil, we put a nigga 6 feet like back when COVID hit. 6 feet, social distancing.
About shit. Willy-nilly over kilograms. Niggas selling rock like Steely Dan.
Niggas is gonna miss that bar because they don't even know who Steely Dan is.
Niggas tote that drum and bass. Fuck you talking about? So you better know your place.
To me, this just don't seem like a shit talking beat. Like, cause J. Cole is talking shit. Like, yo, niggas be hating on me, da da da. This seemed more like a song where you get into some deep depression shit, right? This ain't like one of those beats. Like what he was kind of doing up here in the album.
Mother's crying on steps while porch lights shine down on a giant puddle that now forms on the ground and she wept.
That's poetic right there. That rhyme scheme. Like I said, the lyrics is always gonna be there with J. Cole.
Like, I ain't know if I was gonna see you here or what. Yo, 1 second, bro, I got you. I'm just talking to her right now.
Yeah, niggas don't like getting dubbed like that. Even though you clearly trying to talk to a chick, that niggas don't like getting dubbed like that. You made him feel like a fan, he probably gonna come back and kill you. Cool so far. At some point, we got to start having a J. Cole beat picking conversations, right? Because I don't think he picks great beats. I don't think he makes great beats.
Lock it down, make time for you. Chocolate brown, what sign are you?
Distorted beat.
In the parking lot, outside the whip, my shit on rock.
We gotta have a J. Cole beat picking conversation. The way y'all treat Nas, like yo, Nas picked terrible beats and all this. I don't know about J. Cole's beat selections, right? And I really started thinking about this, with the Born Sinner album way back when. That's when because I liked J. Cole's first album. But the Born Sinner joint, which I believe was his second album, if I'm not mistaken, that's when I really started to feel like his beats, I don't know if I fuck with him like that.
I got high.
Because I've never heard Boy Wonder make something like this, right? Like, I never heard him make something that sound like this.
But I never shine. Built the tallest wall. Come and see behind.
So this is the Chance the Rapper delivery right here. Let me a little dance song right here. All right. So the one good beat, right? The one good beat. It's the Aaliyah 1 in a Million beat, right? These drums has already been done by Timbaland. So like the one standout time production wise so far on the album is directly ripped from another song. This is the Aaliyah Timbaland 1 in a Million drums. There's a 1 in a million. Yeah. Even then, like, I don't feel like this beat is being done justice, right? Them drums is there, right? You got Timbo's drums. They didn't really build nothing special around those drums right here. You got like some harmonizing in the background, but it's drum forward. All you did was rip the drums from 1 in a Million. That was literally the standout part in production-wise. Like I say, J. Cole, his rapping been on point. But production-wise, that was a standout part. And it's directly from another song.
This is the fall off, I'm falling off how the rappers do when they can't find a new sound. Missing the day they was hot all year round.
Best verse on the album right there. Man, that was deep. Like he got a call from his younger self as his current self. His younger self is stressing out. I don't know if I'm doing things right. Is what his younger self is telling his current self, but his current self is like, yo, chill.
You're just like a flower the world wanna hold. They sniff on your petals until you get old.
And that's a great metaphor. Basically he's saying, yo, fame, the rap game fame, it's like a flower. People love to look at the flower, smell the flower when it's fresh, but then it dies and they throw it away and get new flowers.
Soon you gon' notice your high coming down. And that's the point that I call you from now.
He's talking to his younger self. When you notice your highs coming down, that's when I'm gonna talk to you again. But he's saying that as his current self, but really that's his older self sending a message to his current self, to his younger self. It's crazy. All right, so technically that's the end of the first disc. We're gonna listen to this bonus track. But yo, if this was just the album right here, those 11 songs with this bonus track, which we don't know what it sounds like, it's called Lonely at the Top, which that was the name of Joey Badass's album. These 11 songs, I would say, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, but we still got a whole nother disc. So let's listen to this, then we're gonna get to the second disc.
I wanna help my favorites to find that spark again, somewhere deep in their hearts again.
I like that bar. Y'all want to help my favorite rappers, guys I grew up on. I want to help them find their spark again. I want to help them make great music again. Because they're making great music is what inspired me to make music. So it's kind of like y'all falling off, so I'm falling off. I kind of feel like that bar is directed at Kanye, but I don't know. This is speculation.
Too grown for some, it seems their love is gone, and now they pass the time with expensive glasses of wine.
Oh, it'll also be a Jay-Z bar too. Like, these dudes is more concerned with exquisiteness and luxury and being in Paris than they are with the music. And J. Cole is like, yo, I spent all this time watching them. Guys like Jay-Z, guys like Kanye, they inspire me. By the time I finally get into the league to play against them, they're not even focused on ball no more. So yeah, this is one thing J. Cole don't lack. He got song topics. He can make a song about a lot of different things. That Lonely at the Top song, I never heard a record like that. Or someone expresses that, yo, the people I used to look up to, I got inspired by them growing up. They made me want to do what I do. But by the time I started to be of age to where I can compete with them and, play with them, they're not even focused on this anymore. They done moved on to something else. I've never heard that expressed in a rap song. So J. Cole's issue is not like creating songs, song topics, creating songs from scratch. That's not his issue. Rapping, lyrical. I'm beginning to realize that J. Cole's issue is like the production thing. And when I say production, I just don't mean beat making all the time too. Like placement of features. A bridge here, or who should you sing this part, J. Cole, or should somebody else sing this part? Or how do you deliver this rap? Like this Lonely at the Top song, it's a great song concept, but I wouldn't have chose that beat and I wouldn't have chose that delivery. Like it just makes the whole song sound like muddy, right? And there's a better way that you can convey frustration or sadness on a song. There are different ways you can do it. And J. Cole chose that way. I think a really talented producer, like not just a beat maker, a person who's crafting a song, I think they could help you take the song to the next level. I'm not saying write for J. Cole. I'm saying, yo, J. Cole, finish your album, then get an album to like a talented executive producer and let them make a few key changes. Put this here, this there. The album is going to end up with a higher ceiling. But anyway, now we got disc number 2. So this first disc, this was created first. This was the original Fall Off, according to J. Cole. 1 through 12. And then this disc 2 was created after the Kendrick and Drake beef popped off. So this stuff, according to Cole himself, was made after the Kendrick and Drake beef, where there's this whole new wave of hate against him and done released diss records to Kendrick. Kendrick done shot at him. Him and Drake seemed like they done had some issues. I expect this to be the messy part of the album. The Fall Off was just these 12 songs on disc 1. I would say like this is like a 5 or 6 out of 10 album. The ceiling is very low. Like there's no really standout songs here. J. Cole, I need you to deliver. I stood up for you, bruh. In my recent YouTube videos, I was telling all the J. Cole haters to basically eat a fat one, right? We need you to deliver right here. 39 intro, track 1, like yeah.
Wanna be where you are.
I don't know why, but I'm expecting a tone change. I'm expecting a tone change because J. Cole was in a different point in it. He was at a whole different stage after the Kendrick and Drake beef. So for some reason, I'm expecting like the tone of this album to change.
We were in a world before. I know it was.
All right, bro, what am I listening to? Tame Impala's new album? Like, what am I listening to?
Let me go in. Let me go in. Let me go in. Let me go in.
Bro, just go in, bro. You don't gotta keep saying it though, bro. Just go in, bro.
Friend that I dapped, he said, please, nigga, kick one of the infinite raps. Okay, I flip on tracks, up in ice cold sweats, cause the flows I chose next are like both sets of both flex.
The beat, I would have mixed this beat a little differently, like, cause we mostly hearing the drums. It's a lot going on in the background. I would have brought some of them instruments forward a little bit, right? All right, so you talking real messy, like, y'all, I'm gonna defend my name. Okay, you want the truth? Okay, so here it is. Close your eyes. All right, so let's get into it. Track number 2, the fall off is inevitable. You kept saying I'm gonna go in, so I'm saying go in. Ooh, something soulful. Who did this beat? Okay, so this is a song we heard in that little trailer where he's rapping his life backwards.
See me stressing from hearing the chirps and naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert.
The rhyme scheme is crazy. He done rhyme that convert, that man, but he done rhyme that so many times. Funny, we need you to go in, bro.
He wrote this performing hocus pocus with empty pocket focus over some dope libido. He made himself stepping legato. Subconscious detecting these niggas think I'm lesser for my complexion before I'm done.
A little trombone or whatever. Show these weak ass beats, bro. I can't, bro.
They all gonna respect it.
Pick different beats, bro, please.
Me and you, your mama and your cousin too.
Cruising down the strip on Vogues. Da-da-da, slam a Cadillac doors. Yeah, that's Outkast. But this J. Cole album, bro, we already know what Outkast said on that song. This when you need that executive producer to come in and be like, nigga, somebody already did that, bro. Put your own spin on it. Put your own spin on this. I'm not even super mad at this beat. But he keeps saying, y'all got something to tell you. Y'all, I'm about to go in. Bro, just do it then, bro. We waiting on it, man.
For days I think of James, my heart and heart it breaks again. He caught the fade, but
Right,
pussy niggas caught him.
The trombone kind of growing on me.
Why am I here when I don't feel that I'm as great as him? This life is like it's all set up for God to play The Sims.
Love the video game references. He said, your life is set up like God is playing The Sims. So you ever played The Sims? You know, The Sims is basically a video game where you live life for created characters. So like you got to make your Sims go to the bathroom. You got to get them to work on time. You have kids, all that type of stuff. I just, you know, I'm not mad at that beat. Again, I see the vision for the beat, but there's got to be like a differentiating factor. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm not a goddamn record producer, but it feel like a lot of these songs is on the way to being great songs, but they're just stuck at being good songs. Track number 4, Old Dog. J. Cole on the beat.
You find me in right off of 95. We had a little town meeting down.
Now he talking. Yeah, talk, man.
Not being real to me, you stand on what the fuck you do. We on the.
He said, if you real, you stand on what you do. I already know the niggas who hate J. Cole for apologizing is gonna be all over that bar. Well, you didn't stand on bending niggas.
In the public schools, hurt, talking down, but in this fuck him too.
Okay, well, he kind of bleeped that out. What did he say right there?
Hurt, talking down, but in this fuck him too. It's nothing new, bitch. We been.
Bro, just say his name, nigga. Say his name. What did he say right there?
Carolina shit. Hold on, you forget. Take your fucking shirt off and then swing it around it, bitch.
Now, PD Pablo, North Carolina. Take your shirt off. Twist it like your head like a helicopter. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
Shout out to God, PD Pablo. He did that long before me. I just got home from a tour.
I'd already done your PD Pablo. Like I said, niggas don't know about that. North Carolina. Y'all know Freak a Leak, though. That's a PD Pablo song. Y'all know. Freak a Leak.
Money is a mindset if you already rich. Take your fucking.
That actually might be PD Pablo saying this part. First little turned up song we had in a minute. Keep this energy going. Track number 5, Life Sentence. That's some R&B shit. See, I thought he was gonna be on this shit talking shit, you know, especially after the Birthday Blizzard mixtape, he dissing niggas and all this. Then we get to this song, this, you know, the second part of this disc, this album. We got another love song coming up. What is this, fucking Nevaeh? Like, we thought he was gonna be talking crazy on this, bro.
Realest shit I wrote. Must be the realest shit I wrote.
Sound like Christina Milian about to come on and do a hook or something.
Types of games are being played. How's it going down? So until it's gone, and I got to know now.
Yeah, it's a DMX song. So we done heard the DMX Is You Down rendition. We done heard the fucking 1 in a Million drums. We done heard the Elevators, Outcast, Me and You. I'll go ahead and skip the rest of that. Track number 6, Only You. Very slow, bro. Very slow, like songs, bro. Like very slow songs.
If I miss your call, I'ma call back. Never too far, no, I'm never too far. I don't ever want you to regret these moves. Sometimes the wind is hidden in the loop.
Y'all done spent money with Jake. I bought his birthday Blizzard mixtape. I done bought the Fall Off vinyl. I bought 2 of them. And I bought the CD of the Fall Off. I'm gonna do a proper album review once I get my vinyl. This just ain't what I'm trying to hear right now. For this to be for him to add these songs to this album and record some of these songs post Kendrick and Drake beef, and it has less to do with Kendrick and Drake, right? I'm not expecting him, I kind of am expecting him to come out and diss niggas because he was dissing on the mixtape that came out before this. But even then, I'm not looking at it as a disappointment if he not dissing. But this coming after the Kendrick and Drake beef where everybody was on J. Cole head for stepping back and acting like he wasn't the one, I expected him to come out and really start rapping like he the one. Like, oh, let me remind y'all. That's how he started off the tape. But, you know, this too, that's how he started it off. What was he saying? I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna let him know. And then we getting songs like this. We find it a little odd. Track number 7, Man Up Above. I don't think we're gonna get that on this. Oh my gosh. So J. Cole, I stood up for you. All right, Nick. I stood up for you, man. But it just don't look like we're gonna get that type of energy on this album. Doesn't seem like he's gonna be talking crazy on a song about God. Track number 8 is I Love Her Again, which I'm just gonna guess by the title, this is gonna be like Common's I Used to Love Her. Her being a metaphor for hip hop. Like we've seen this 654,000 times in hip hop. And then after that, we sort of get to the end of the album. No. The Marvin Sapp never would. Oh my God. Shout out to Marvin Sapp, because that's a church classic, you know. I just expected, based on J. Cole's own words, I just, in the lead up mixtape to this album, I just expected something different, man. Yeah, let's rock out to this Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It sample.
Never could have made it without.
A whole lot of O's getting sold on the block. Don't go outside a lot. Ain't tryna get popped.
What? Yo, a whole lot of O's getting sold on the block, busting Glocks. Marvin Sapp cleared this?
Singing, don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. Somebody's getting knocked.
So you taking that Jenny from the block for? Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. That's Jennifer Lopez, bro.
What the fuck I'm going out for when niggas stretching shit like a new school power forward.
I like this power forward, stretch forward. I like that bar. It's a nice little hoop bar, but I'm still confused by the Marvin Sapp sample, man.
Triggers lift the biggest fellows, put 7 on his torso and turned them into.
You know what it feels like? The album is called The Fall Off. And J. Cole, it kind of seems like he's dropping this before he fell off, right? People aren't really saying J. Cole fell off. I mean, at this point in time, leading up to this album, people are anticipating J. Cole's music. But it seems like he kind of fears the fall off. And he kind of speaks about that at the end of disc 1, where he's having that conversation. Current him is having a conversation with younger him. And current him is telling younger him, like, yo, when you get to the point of falling off, we'll have another conversation. So it seems like J. Cole's kind of fearing falling off. I think the fall off started as like just a title or a theme. You got the warm up, the come up, Friday Night Lights, the fall off, this whole basketball theme that he's done his entire career. I think the idea of falling off is on J. Cole's mind. It's like weighing on him so heavily. I think he's subconsciously not taking risks on this album. So many of these songs feel the same. Like the tempo, just the overall mood of the song. A lot of times it just feels like more of the same. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of different sounds on this album. And I feel like everything is kind of like around a similar BPM, even if it's not. My producer heads, my audio engineers, y'all could break that down further, but I'm telling you just as a listener, a lot of this feels like the same vibe, same mood. It feels like he's afraid to take risks. Like this idea of falling off is subconsciously restricting him and he's not taking risks.
Probably shouldn't tell a real side.
You got to get that Marvin Sapp sample the fuck out of here. It does not fit this song. This shit don't even sound right when it's put together. Just from a basic, not even going into super musical theory or anything like that. Just from a casual listener. That Marvin Sapp sample does not fit on this song. It don't sound good together. How did this make it off the cutting room floor? It's like I said earlier in the album, J. Cole need that veteran, talented executive producer to be like, yo, take that out. We ain't doing that, right? That Boozy set it off, whatever, take that out. But that joint where you got Tim's and Future, either collaborate with them properly, like mix them together, play how they styles play off each other, or don't do that record. You know, a lot of different times on this album, a couple different times, where I feel like an executive producer could have stepped in on a song that was finished. I'm not saying J. Cole needs somebody to write his songs. I think J. Cole is very good at coming up with song topics, which a lot of rappers can't do. Like they can't craft a song from scratch. Cole is good at topics, making songs out of nothing. But there are certain times on this album where I feel an executive producer could have taken some of these completed songs that are already completed, right, and leveled them up. This Marvin Sapp sample, a proper executive producer would have been like, nah, bro, we ain't doing this. We gonna convey this mood a different way. We ain't doing this, though.
I mean, never could have made it. Yeah, niggas duck shots.
Then there's like a chord or a synth that's distorted and nah, bro.
Some nations and complications with his baby mom.
There's a lot going on in the beat. It just don't sound good together. Like you got like this rim, was that a rim shot or like I think it's a rim, it's not a hi-hat. You got like this rim shot drum sound. You got like this distorted chord or synth in the background. And you got this piano going and you got like another chord layered under that. Like what the fuck is going on? And you got this Marvin Sapp sample. It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And you got J. Cole singing Jenny from the Block.
For the sake of family, but she keep throwing old shit right in his face apparently.
There's way too much going on in this beat. This reminds me of that Nas and DJ Premier song on their latest album, that when they redid the New York State of Mind, and it just sounded like complete dog shit. Yeah, that's the worst song on the album. Track number 9, I Love Her Again. Could this be Common, I Used to Love Her, Her is Hip Hop, J. Cole found his love for hip hop again? Is that what this is?
Something for me, right this, right That type of games is why 2 of my homies started beef. To both of them, she said, you're the best I ever had.
You're talking about Kendrick and Drake right there. And he even name drops Drake's first big song, Best I Ever Had. The way hip hop made me feel like I was the best, it made my 2 friends feel that same way. Kendrick and Drake, right? Those were his 2 friends.
The older that she gets, the younger she be trying to act. In fact, I'm thinking
that's hard though. That is hard. That's hard. That's, man, rewind that. Okay, that's one of them ones. In terms of songs, I definitely say that. That's like the first great song in a minute, I feel like. But I was also hating on the first half of the album because I just wanted J. Cole to come differently, right? I thought he was about to come harder, pause. You got a lot of more slow songs. You got more of the same from the first disc, honestly, on the second disc. But yeah, that's great. I mean, like I said, I already said J. Cole, he's not struggling to come up with song concepts or, you know, topics or ideas. Like he can create a good song, right?
What's up, Pac? I heard that record that you did that just dropped. It's bubbling, got me wondering.
Off the top, he using Biggie flow, so he rapping from Biggie perspective to Tupac. People gonna try to parallel this to J. Cole talking about Drake. But J. Cole gonna have to start naming names for me. I done took his mixtape, I done broke down, you know, the subliminal disses, alleged subliminal disses, but I'm gonna start saying niggas' names. Well, it's been so long since I've seen Tay Beast produce a song. Tay Beast was one of my favorite producers during the blog era. Did a lot of Pac Div stuff. I think he did some stuff for Kendrick and TDE too back then. Cole rapping from Biggie perspective, Pac perspective. Basically a story about two rappers, two colleagues who was friends, who minor disagreements between the two turned into death for both of them, right? Turned into catastrophe for both of them over minor disagreements, over not communicating and things like that. So I think a lot of people were probably trying to parallel this to J. Cole and Drake, right? It seems like they are not on the best of terms, but it's over minor stuff, right? I don't think it's going to turn into street stuff, but I don't know. You never know what could happen when two crews get together. So it just seems like J. Cole is very aware of that.
Aim for the top, you'll be there with me from the Ville.
All right, so technically that's the end of the album. Okay, that was the Fall Off by J. Cole. I didn't need to be 2 discs. It was too long. I didn't need to be a double album. Read this quote by J. Cole. He said, 2 years ago, after the events that still feed the algorithm to this day, I became incredibly re-inspired. The events that he's talking about is the Kendrick and Drake beef. It was 2 years ago, right? I don't know anyone who would debate that. He said, because of that beef, I became incredibly re-inspired in and this album slowly blossomed into a double disc and the concept expanded. It's supposed to be different from the first disc because the first disc was already completed. This was the original Fall Off. Disc 1, these 11, 12 songs. But the Kendrick and Drake beef and everything that transpired after that, with people hating on J. Cole, calling him scary because he backed out the beef, J. Cole releasing diss records, apologizing. He was allegedly re-inspired because of that and added a whole nother disc to the album. This is according to his words, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding. This second disc does not feel that different from the first. In terms of tempo, in terms of what he's talking about, disc 2 is more of the same from disc 1. When I first finished disc 1, I said, thank God this is a double album, right? Because if this was just the album, right? These 11, 12 songs. If this was it, I would be very disappointed. We got the second disc. It was just more of the same from the first. It didn't need to be that long. This 2 don't feel like anything different than disc 1. You don't sound hungrier on disc 2. You don't sound more inspired on disc 2. I did like this song though. Track number 8, I Love Her Again. One thing J. Cole, he does not suffer from is creating songs, concepts, coming up with concepts for songs. Got a song about folding clothes, almond milk. Y'all remember that? I never thought I'd be drinking almond milk, right? So song concepts is not something he struggles with. But I think having listened to him, and as y'all can tell probably from the tone and the dramatic pauses, I am pretty disappointed by this. Underwhelmed is the right word. One thing that stands out after having listened to J. Cole for almost 2 hours on this double album. So when you listen to somebody for this long, the flaws become apparent, right? Which is fine. Everybody has flaws. But when you release an album this long, your flaws become very apparent. This is a big reason why rappers don't release, or a lot of musicians don't release double albums. You only got so many tricks in the bag, right? The shorter the album, the more concise, the more you can kind of disguise some of your flaws, right? One thing that began to stand out to me after listening to him for 2 hours is that J. Cole, his beat selection is not, I don't think it's good, right? I don't really prefer J. Cole's when he raps over his own beats. And even when he gets beats from guys like Tay Beast, Boy Wonder, T-, like I don't like the beats that he's choosing. Most of the album seems to be on one tempo. Everything seems to be like on the same plane. It doesn't sound like this was before I was inspired, then I was re-inspired. It does not sound like that. It sounds like one continuous, even keel creation of an album. My favorite songs, well, songs I'll say for sure, the standouts. Track number 3 on disc 1, Safety. Track number 8 on disc 2, I Love Her Again. I think he benefit greatly from having a great executive producer. I'm not talking about a beat maker, right? When I say executive producer, I'm talking about someone who's going to listen to your completed album. Album done, okay, give it to your executive producer if you think your album's done. And an executive producer who's going to come in and make these very minor but important changes to certain songs, right? To take the song from a 6 to an 8, from a 5 to an 8, by making these little minute changes. Because there are a lot of songs on here, several songs on here, where I saw the vision for the song, but the beat was holding me back. And then some of the choices, whether it's the interpolations, constant interpolations on this album, or whether it's the feature placements, that was throwing me off. And it was kind of preventing me from really enjoying the song to its fullest potential. Again, I don't think J. Cole needs someone to write his raps. He's got great raps, right? I don't even think J. Cole needs someone to help him with song concepts. He can rap, it seems, about anything. And I just think he needs someone to put their hands on certain songs on the album. And I think most songs, J. Cole is fine with what he's doing. With most songs, he's not releasing bad music. But on this album, shit just started coming off a little too samey. Like the ceiling, the highs on this album are not very high. This album doesn't have a high ceiling. This album is just pretty much, middle of the road. Good. I like the topics he's getting at. I like how he's looking lonely at the top. This song here, I thought it was a great song concept. But the production, it could have been a better song with better producers managing the song. And I don't think J. Cole needs that type of executive producer treatment on every song. I think if a proper executive producer touched 3 or 4 of them songs, it would help the album greatly. There were some beats I thought were really bad. There were some songs where I was just, who was that song? Man Up Above? Terrible beat. Then there were some songs where I was just really confused by the features. The Bunch Road Blues, that's got Tim's, I think, and Future on it. You got J. Cole, Tim's, and Future, like 3 of the biggest names in music, and it doesn't even sound like they're collaborating. It sounded like each one of them had this song, like they had the beat to this song at separate points in time. And it sounded like J. Cole just decided to use a song, and he took Tim's old verse, one of her old verses that she used on the song, and he took one of Future's old verses that he used on the song, and he just combined it. Like that doesn't feel like a collaborative effort. Again, I bought this album 3 times. I got 2 vinyls and I got the CD. So I'm more invested than most of y'all out there, right? So obviously I'm gonna get way more listens, but on one listen, it is underwhelming. You know what I mean? Especially coming off that comment that he made about being re-inspired, therefore coming out with a disc 2. I expected, something a little inspired sounding, right? Especially coming off the Birthday Blizzard mixtape, where he sounded more hungry on the Birthday Blizzard joint than he did at almost any point on this album, right? It was just a totally different energy on that mixtape that did not follow to this album. So to me, it's also just a little confusing. Like I feel like I was kind of faked out. Yeah, if I had to rate this album out of 5 stars, y'all know I don't like doing this on the first listen, but I know y'all like the number system because it gives a general idea. I'll give this like a 2.5 out of 5. Couple of highlights. It's like 2, maybe 3 highlights, like standouts on the album, but otherwise I do find it bland. I think J. Cole topically, I think he has great insight. That great insight doesn't always translate musically, and that's where producers come in. I'm gonna still listen to it. I'm gonna still give it its listens, but we ain't gonna front. What did y'all think of this album? Again, my favorite songs. Those are my favorite songs. I Love Her Again and Safety. That was very anticlimactic. Fall Off, very anticlimactic. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all remember when Kendrick dropped GNX? I don't think people remember. The first reception to GNX was like a little mixed. People was like, okay, that was cool, but he about to drop the real album soon. I kind of feel like this with Cole. Like, okay, is he gonna drop the real album now? Like, okay, that was a fall off. Okay, now where's the actual album, right? But we appreciate these stories, A lot of pain on this first disc, you know, a lot of murders on this first disc. And you know, the vulnerability. I just think musically, like, part of it is J. Cole's beat selection, and then the other part of it is like the musical pairings. You know, putting the Boosie Set It Off sample on that one song, putting the Marvin Sapp sample on this song, putting the you know, the whole Man Up Above. Like, none of that sounds good, which I guess falls under production. Then yeah, you could chop this album. You could have kept it at 12 songs. That's just me though. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.